Hello, my name is Jamila McMallow, and I'm a mindset coach for women executives and entrepreneurs. And I want to talk to you today about how the right support is everything. In the last video I did, I was talking about how to activate paid in full clients. And I want to just say that the reason why I have been able to experience the success that I have in my business is because I have a very supportive husband. He is absolutely amazing. He trusts me. He believes in me. He's the head of our family. He leads our family. And I happily follow because he is so loving and he has his own personal relationship with God. And he is a genuinely good man. And so I want you to understand that when you have that type of loving support, when you have someone that is there for you, who, when you say you want to invest in yourself and another coach, whatever, they just hand you the card and trust that you are going to make it happen. It just means everything. It absolutely does. And so I wanted to share this with you because I think sometimes when we as women are seeking relationships or whatever, we're not thinking about how this person, this individual, is going to impact every area of our life. Okay. And what we're also not thinking about is if you want a masculine man that is going to be that provider, that is going to be that caring person, that is going to be the one who is that protector, all of those things, then you have to let a man be a man. You can't outman a man. Okay. Which means remaining in your feminine energy, being a woman. I love being a woman. I have always been a girly girl. In fact, recently I just bought my daughter her first little Barbie, and I think I was more excited about it than she was. She's only 2, so she's just, she gives me the comb and says, "Oh, you comb her hair," and but anyway, I just share that to say that I've always been girly. So operating in that feminine energy has always been very easy for me. It's not been something that I have felt like I needed to prove something like, oh, I'm so independent and I don't need no man and all this nonsense. I don't have that attitude. I never have. And because I'm like, no, I'm a woman. So I don't want to do what he's doing because I'm not a man. Okay. And so that's just the way I say it. No, I don't want to be your equal. I want to be treated better. Okay. Thanks. So that's a line from the Golden Girls. I'll never forget it. You remember the character Blanche? That's what she said. She said, I don't want to be treated equal. I want to be treated better. And I was like, I like that. So my point in sharing this with you is that if your desire, okay, if you're single right now, you're an entrepreneur, you're in corporate, whatever the case is, if you're single and you feel like, man, this, or if you're married, but you know that the way you show up in your career or your business or your job, that very, having to go, 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 do, be, all these things that people say type A personality, whatever. You know that when you bring that home, and you try that in your relationship with your husband, that it doesn't work. And if he's a good man who loves you, he's obviously going to be patient. But what you don't want him is to start to acquiesce and become, then the feminine part of the relationship, because the truth is that's not really what you want. It's not really what you're attracted to. So, but you kind of continue to raise your masculinity, like you're going to browbeat him into being more manly or something, and then it backfires and it works against you. And this could be, if you're married or if you're dating somebody or you're trying to get someone to date you, and you keep attracting people that you feel like you have to fix, or you have to, well, I'm teaching him let me explain something to you. You will never be able to teach a grown man how to be a man. Why? You're not a man. You're not a man. So no, you don't know what it is like to be one. You don't think like one. You don't know. So how are you going to tell him how he needs to be? All you need to do, quite frankly, is worry about yourself. Because if he is a genuinely good man of good character, he's responsible, he has all those good things going for him, then you're going to have to learn to trust him. Now, I understand that some of the things behind that are you've been hurt in the past. It's usually childhood trauma that is that the root cause, the reason why you don't trust men, and maybe you view them as being unreliable. Okay. Maybe you watched your parents get divorced and you saw your mother suffer as a result of being dependent on a man or in a relationship with a man. And maybe she came out of that bitter and then begin to indoctrinate you this belief that you have to be, yeah, you can't ever rely on a man, all this and that. Listen, you know, when a woman makes the decision to stay home and raise her children, no, she's not in the workplace. She's not making any money, but she for sure is doing a job that is the one of the most important on earth, and that is raising people. Raising people is the most important thing you could ever do, because it's going to be a human being walking around being somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's boss, somebody's whatever, brother, friend, walking around in the world with all the stuff that you've taught them, all the experiences you've shown them. And it could turn out great or it could turn out really bad. And so it's a huge responsibility. So it's not something small. It's not something, no, it's huge. It's big. It's a big deal. And it may put her in a position to where she is not, is not financially independent or secure. But see, step one got missed. 10 times out of 10, most women who end up in that situation where the husband leaves or the husband cheats or whatever, and they're left on their own, if they're really honest with themselves, they know that the step they missed, the red flag they did not pick up, was that they chose poorly. They had no business being with that man in the first place. That was my first marriage. Okay. But I had to own that stuff. See, some of us don't want to own that. Some of us just want to, stay in victim mode. And, no. You chose him for whatever reason, more than likely subconscious things that you were not aware of, but you still chose him. And so your job is to understand why, make the correction and the adjustment so you never put yourself in that situation again. So my point in saying all that is it was not marriage. It was not being dependent on a man that landed you in your situation. It was that you chose the wrong man and depended on the wrong man. Okay? And so I say all that to say that it is absolutely okay to have a masculine man, a loving husband on whom you can rely and trust to be there for you and to do what he says he's going to do. And I'm here to tell you that I have one. I've had the opposite, and now I have beyond anything that I ever could have imagined. But the point is the only reason why, I'm able to sit here and, do these videos and share with you my insights and share with you the things that I've learned, the things that I help my clients to accomplish, is because I have my own support system. And yes, it involves God. And yes, it involves my coach, but it also involves my husband. He is my best friend. He is my number one supporter. He is my number one cheerleader. And he is always there for me, always. And so I want you to understand that you can have that too, that you are not obligated to do it alone if you don't want to, that it is not a hopeless situation for you finding someone to partner in life with. It's not. You just really have to understand what it takes to stay in your feminine energy. You really have to understand what's behind you maintaining that hypervigilance, that fight or flight state, that survival mode, that masculine, just way of being, really fear-based. The fear of being vulnerable, the fear of being soft. Okay? Getting behind that and understanding what that's really about, because that doesn't have anything to do with the men that are out there and everything to do with you and stuff that's been lingering around within you since childhood. And so when you deal with that and you clear that out, then you get to decide what's going to be true and possible for you. And you can decide that what's true and possible for you is for you also to have an amazing, incredible partner that is very masculine, supports you, is that protector, that provider. And listen, if you don't want a masculine man, then hey, this video isn't for you. I love masculine men. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I love masculinity. I just do. And my husband, he laughs because, I was having this conversation with him and I said, I don't try to outman you. I don't try to outman you. And he's like, no, no, you don't. He's like, no, that's I'm not trying to like show you whatever. It's stupid. So let's not do that. And let's understand why we feel like we have to be that way. And then do what we need to do in order to shift that so that we can invite the relationship and the possibility into our life that we truly desire. Okay. Because having that support in your life is everything. I know I have had powerful conversations with women who have chosen poorly, even in just boyfriends. And that has completely thrown off their business, has completely gotten them off track, has completely set them back financially and all these things. And that's a whole nother conversation and a whole nother video. Like, honey, we are not going to let somebody that you ain't even married to ruin the whole show. You ain't got no kind of commitment to him. Beat it. Okay. You ain't legally bound, morally bound, nothing. But I just wanted to share this with you today because I think it's so important for you to understand behind the scenes why I am able to do what I do and be who I am. And it's because I have that support. I have that person behind me. Okay. And I wanted to acknowledge him and share that with you and let you know that it's not an exception or a fluke. It's absolutely real and possible for you too, if it's what you want. And if anything in this video landed or resonated with you and you have a question, you're more than welcome to message me. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. All righty.